Welcome, guys, to my Traitors US Season 3, Episode 5. I need to change that. Recap and review. I'm joined here with Janelle. How are you, Janelle?
Hi guys, I'm good. Excited to chat about this latest episode.
Yes. And Miss T Joy.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
So, yes, we're back to this roller coaster of a season. It has really been a roller coaster.
Yes.
The people that we left and right, we thought were like going to get to the end are getting thrown out left and right. There's some controversy about how our traders have been doing, how the faithfuls are doing. I still personally think the season is better than last season. That's my personal opinion. I'm enjoying the ride.
I agree.
How about you, Janelle?
I like last season's cast more, but I don't have an opinion on which of the two seasons I like more. This one is definitely more eventful quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I think, oh God, when does the season end? I know
April?
I think it ends in March, right?
Yeah, April? I think it's March. So we've got about a month left, and it's going. It feels like it's going quicker than it should. I mean, I do feel like they kind of left on a cliffhanger last week. You know, I think we kind of left on a cliffhanger this week. So where we haven't gone into the turret, and like usually it's, oh, we're going to murder somebody and then breakfast is the next morning. We've been left that, oh my God, something happened. We can't even get to the turret yet because something happened.
Right.
So there's so much drama. So here we start, and we know last week, episode 4, we saw that Bob the drag queen got ousted as a traitor. Boston Rob threw him on the bus.
Hard.
I'm
not here to talk about that, but yes.
Yeah,
we missed you.
Well, you could briefly chat about your thoughts on it. We went through it at length.
What do you think?
I was just like, I didn't think that it was going to be as much of him doing it as it ended up being. I mean, I'm not surprised he's Rob. I get why he did it. I get why he was upset at what he said, but I think that it just made him more hot. Like, I think it just made him, people are going to look at him. I think they were going to look at him anyway because he's Boston Rob eventually. I just think people are going to be more focused in on him. Like, that was my thought last week. I was like, oh, but everybody's about to be looking at you even harder now. Because all I have to do is apply some logic here as much as you can in this game. So, yeah, I thought it was, I understood the motivation, but I didn't think it was the best game-wise for him to go so hard. To get what he wanted. I think that is a mistake, and it's just going to speed up his banishment.
Yeah, especially this early, because even nobody really paid attention to him saying that. Nobody was focused on that. Although Bob the drag queen had made that comment while they were doing the activity, nobody was paying attention. They were still focused on Nikki and Ciara. Yeah, Rob was, but they were still just focused on Nikki and Ciara, right? Like, nobody was even really, focused. But he heard it and just went in.
Yeah, he was like, oh, if you're going to call my name, like, he doesn't, I mean, that's classic Rob. Like, he will work with you until he feels like he cannot. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Rachel says, hello. Just messy gameplay this season. I think that's why I enjoyed this season. This season is, you just don't know what these people are going to do.
And I want people to calm down about it. It's not that serious.
It's a game, guys. It is a game. Like, can we just enjoy the game? Everybody's taking it so serious. Oh, this person's big brother name is now in the dirt because they're a terrible traitor. It's a Traitors, not Big Brother. I think it's
those are two different games.
Yeah, and it's not that serious.
How dare this person go against the survivors? Survivors need to stick together. this is the traitors though, and one is a traitor and the others might not be. Like, it's so silly to bring their past, like that can reflect on how possibly they could play, but it also can say like how they have to throw that all out of the window to keep themselves in the game. And I just feel like people are taking some of this way too seriously and not necessarily understanding why you just need to look at it as a game. A game. That's it.
I don't think some of these fans are, you know, we be around talking about sometimes the fans' reactions to things. I'm like, they take it so seriously. I'm like, y'all, it's not that serious. It's just a silly little game. And I absolutely hate when I see such and such is stupid or how. I'm like, y'all, this is a glorified guessing game. Let's be for real. Like, it's just a glorified guessing game. I don't too much like get mad at anybody for much of anything because they're shooting blind, and we wouldn't know who the traitors were either if they didn't tell us. I mean, we would guess wrong too. I'm sure that'd be interesting. I'd love to see a season where we didn't exactly know who the traitors were right away. I think that would be interesting if we didn't learn till like episode 3. Oh, it's them.
Right.
I'm sure they do a
lot. But and we lose the turret. That's the only thing, because sometimes good things happen to the turret. So that's the only thing.
This is true. That element I would miss, but I just want to give fans the taste of like, guys, we know who it is because they told us. We would find everything suspicious too. We would think somebody was acting weird too. You can't really trust what production would do in that type of situation, but we only know because we know.
Right.
Exactly.
So
now, how challenges go down is a different story. How people apply strategy to some challenges could be questionable, but everything else, like.
I think we discussed it, Miss T. Joy and I last week, that the only thing that has made this season a lot harder is I do feel like it is now male heavy, and we're seeing even with the challenge with the heads, and then some of the other things, just the men are just so like protecting themselves, in it for themselves. They're not worried about whether or not there are women left in the game, and they're playing very selfish games, which fair, but it's unfortunate. So I agree though that I think Boston Rob getting rid of Bob the drag queen himself, the way he did it, was silly. I think it was too early. I think that he should have waited.
In my opinion, there was already talk of Bob amongst a few people. All he had to do was subtly, Rob, communicate his concerns, and that's it. He did not have to go for the kill like that. Yes, he could
tap. Oh, that's all he had to do. Tap 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 tap. Instead, he was like, whoosh! And it made it clear, absolute clear to too many people who he was and what he was doing. Exactly. Now, on the other hand, I get what he was saying, but then he also, in my opinion, his mistake was then leaving Danielle and Carolyn out the loop, because now they're both going out.
He tried to tell Carolyn, but he didn't tell Danielle.
But he tried to tell Danielle. Danielle's like, no,
because it wasn't. Again, if you watched Robin's, which I have to link it to the playlist that we have. When you watch what Robin said, she called it absolutely clearly. She's like, Boston Rob is a traitor. Okay, she's like, that makes sense. She's like, his ego got to him, because I bet you Bob the drag queen was up in the turret running things, and that's what it came down to. It came down to ego. It wasn't about the fact that because he didn't throw your name out. It was that you did not want him running, or them running the show.
Exactly.
That's it.
See, I don't think. Well, I think that he absolutely has an ego, but I don't think he would have done it this episode if Bob wouldn't have said one of the 3 new guys have to be a traitor. If he hadn't said that, I don't think Rob would have done this week.
Right, but did you notice that none of the other 3 guys said anything?
that we saw, yes, true at this moment.
They never said they weren't even like not even Derek the cop. Like they weren't even
because
Phased by it.
They weren't gonna go toe to toe. I wouldn't go. I told y'all the other week, if I was suspicious of Bob the drag queen, he would have ate me up like he ate Dylan up. Because I just am not quick with my words like that. I would never go for somebody like Bob the drag queen who speaks with such conviction. He's so convincing. I would be subtly dropping hints around the castle because I wouldn't be bold enough to do that. I was like, he's about to eat me up. I'm not gonna do that, y'all. Let me just subtly push some suspicion onto him. That's what I think Rob should have done. He could have easily done that and quietly done that around the castle without.
But that's what
that's what we're saying. He didn't do it because of his ego. It was that he would have never got the ball rolling if the guy had never said, if Bob directly had never said that about one of the three. But right. Because he already didn't like the fact that he wasn't running things, combined with him then saying that, that's why he was like, it has to happen tonight. He made it so dire that it had to happen tonight because he wanted him out. Because if his ego wasn't involved, like you said, he could have planted the seed, hyped Dylan up, got Dylan to go in there again, dropping hints for other people. It wasn't so dire that it had to happen that night. But he felt like, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna get him out to say my name, and now I'm gonna be in charge.
Running thing. I'm the running, and that's what he did.
I handled that round table, and now I don't put the fear in them that I can do the same to them at the round table. That's what he thought he was doing. That's what he thought he was doing. Like, I'm gonna show you I'm the big dog. Like, you know.
So we do see him say, like, to Danielle and Carolyn in the turret, "Oh, I would never come for you
unless you come for me," he said.
Unless you come for me, but again, you just came for one of us already. So why wouldn't I come for you?
Because in Rob's mind, Bob the drag queen came for him by saying that.
Came for one of the three of them. He still never specifically said his name.
I know he didn't specifically, but he's narrowing it down to, hey guys, one of the three new people have to be a traitor.
And even Carolyn said, she's like, he never said a name.
He did.
Like, he never said a name.
I think one of the three, I think is different from, I'm telling y'all without a shadow of a doubt, one of them three is the. He didn't even say it with conviction like that. Like it was.
Like Carolyn says it. She's like, this is all the need for him to control every game move, and I agree. And even Rachel saying
that. Then she doesn't need to let him.
No, and that was my thing. That we get to after this.
Yeah,
because why are we killing Robin?
That was stupid.
That was stupid.
Danielle knew it was stupid, and Carolyn knew it was stupid. But Danielle is so busy trying to hide the fact that she's trying to go after him. She like, I'm gonna just let him have his way.
Yeah. It was the same thing when he walked in the first night. It was like, I'm so glad you're here. We're never gonna go after you. It was like, okay, we got to stroke his ego. So we're going to give him this kill. Robin, who didn't think either one of you was a traitor, but knew Rob was. I just...
Carolyn doesn't speak up. Carolyn just does not speak up.
She's like, okay. She's in... All over her. And that's my problem. And kind of, we went through this with... Phaedra last season, remember? She did the same exact thing and they got pissed off because they were just killing people left and right, and she says, well, I didn't have nothing to do with it. But because she was so hidden, it was okay until it wasn't. And the same thing is happening right this moment with Caroline. It was not okay. She's sitting there yelling and screaming about it in her confessional, but then you're not saying anything in the turret, and then somebody outs your name and you're pissed. You are the only person who can control your game in this game. And when you're a traitor, you have the most control of anybody. So allowing someone, but even if you're allowing Bob, or even if you're allowing Rob to control, you are letting somebody control your game.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not think killing Robin here was the smartest move.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose
I
her.
don't either.
If I was Rob, I'd be killing Wes or Derek. Honestly, maybe not because
Thank
they're.
you.
But it's a wrestle because maybe not because they're definitely they are definitely game threats, but they're definitely looking at him. So it's like I don't know.
I
I
don't.
don't know. For him, I don't know what.
The thing is,
Well, they couldn't kill Wes or Derek that night.
right now he can't kill Russ or Derek because again he needs them to cloak which one of them is potentially a traitor, and he hadn't known at this point. Yeah, he hadn't known at this point that Wes had basically figured him out, right?
Right. And then their head. I'm talking about for this particular night, the head, they had put a head on the thing. So they weren't eligible to be
Gotcha.
murdered.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like people keep saying, "Oh, such and such is playing the best Traitors game." I don't think any of them are playing the best Traitors game. I personally feel like all of them have faults. All of them have issues that, like right now, people clearly suspect Boston Rob.
Mm.
I think Carolyn
Also, women stand up. Like they let the women let all the men get their heads up there. Like it was only two women. It was Danielle and Dolores, or was it Ciara and Dolores? It was somebody
In the game?
In the game. It was only like two women. The men got all of their heads up
Yeah.
there.
Ciara's like, guys, I'm gonna put my head on this thing now. Can somebody help me put my? And they just went right past her and did what they wanted to do. And yeah, I agree. Like, get two women and get Nikki, put your head on there.
Yeah. It's like
right?
The women just let the men run them. They the ones get off the boat and be at the dock. And like it's just so you all are always the ones that are able to be picked off and murdered because you don't make sure you're safe in these challenges. And that's frustrating too.
It is. It is very frustrating right now. So Rachel says here, no one is listening to Carolyn even when she speaks. I need to really get a full grasp of what Carolyn is saying, because I'm going to say the only thing I've heard her say is to kill Britney, which Danielle was never going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who else is she asked to murder?
No, but I just think in general, it's the same reason why nobody listens to her when she speaks, and it's the same reason why nobody suspects her, because she does like weird stuff. Like she'll be talking regular, and then she'll start whispering. Then she'll be like coming in there, and she'll come in frazzled, and then she'll be like, "Are you hot?" And then she'll start saying something, but she's like making noises. So people get confused, and they're like, "What is she talking?" And they just start looking away and start another conversation with somebody else because she's being weird about it. She's not being clear and concise. She doesn't sit somebody down on a one-on-one and say, "Tell me your thoughts so I can tell you mine. Who do you think?" She's not coming at people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, she just making doing like this, and you know, she's just doing so much. But it's good that because nobody suspects her as a traitor, but it's also detrimental because nobody takes her seriously to have a conversation.
And you know? what did we say last week? It's also not good because right now I can't see a bunch of faithfuls that's going to bring Carolyn to the end to share money with her.
Right.
Think of who do you think will bring her to the end to share money with her? Right. Or will they bring her to the end and be like, I don't care if Carolyn's a traitor or a faithful, I'm just going to cut her.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I don't have an opinion about who's going to bring her to the end. I think out of the three of them, she is by far the safest. And I think will by far go the furthest out of the three of them. I mean, we haven't even touched the episode, but we see when Danielle's bringing up her concerns about Carolyn, people don't even want to believe it. They do not think the woman is even capable. So, and I have seen very much so the opinion of Carolyn's not listened to or taken seriously by the other traitors, that they just ignore her. I've seen that plenty in my groups and in conversations about the show. I get that perception. And I don't always disagree with Carolyn's ideas, but they're not listening to her. So we'll see what happens. But
That's what I'm trying to gauge.
I think by far she's going to outlast the other two. So far is what I think. Unless Danielle can whip something up with what she's trying to do, which I'm not sure. I think by far she's going the farthest. Just because, like Britney's response to that saying, I don't think she's capable. What does that even mean?
I don't know. She's on Survivor. I don't get it. Right. She came second in Survivor. I don't understand that. My whole thing is, I would say nobody's listening to her. If I had a full grasp of what Carolyn's actually saying, it'd be like, well, Carolyn I still don't know what she's actually said, because even when Danielle asked her, well, tell me why Britney, and tell me if not Britney, who else? We never got the rest of that conversation, because either Carolyn couldn't complete it or they cut it. Yeah. Right. And that is what I'm saying, that I can't say that she's not being listened to, because my whole thing is, what if her ideas just make no sense based on the game that they're playing, either individually or as a traitor? I don't know.
I get it. I just feel like people feel like she's written off and not listened to. Oh, how about this person? They're like, no, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like when they're speaking to her ideas are often just like, and maybe because they're bad, but just the what's the word? The tone is like, I don't know. I can't think of the right terminology, but it's like she's just not listening. I get that perception, but
because I think, like I said, she's doing weird stuff while she's communicating with them. Yeah, like start saying stuff. Huh?
What did you say? I missed the first part of what you said.
I think it's because she's doing like weird things as she's communicating. Like she's not
being. But that's her. She's never going to be any different.
I know, but you can have a conversation, even if you have ADD or something. You can regulate yourself to have a conversation and focus, and not start out speaking regular and then start whispering, then come back, and then they're like, "Huh? What did you say? What did you say?" And then you're like turning and moving, and no, if that is the case, we might need to find, you know what I mean? There might be like an ADD type situation, and we need to find some, even if you don't want to take medication, some, holistic remedies for that, because you have to be able to just at least be able to focus. And she just doesn't do that. It's very, off-putting to people. And so they kind of ignore her.
I think that Carolyn's quirkiness can sometimes get in the way of her, but she said that and she's aware of that. I don't necessarily, I think that's why a lot of times she doesn't get taken seriously, because they're like, who is this girl? But that's why she's the perfect traitor, because nobody even wants to consider her. That's why I say she's going to last the longest.
Out of them, she really might. I don't know what's gonna happen, because everything in this season, it takes twists and turns. Like, 1 minute you think you got it figured out, and the next episode something can go totally awry. Because I'm still trying to, we haven't gotten to it, but I'm still trying to figure out, how are you gonna say Danielle's your number one and you telling Carolyn that she said her name? Like, this was the craziest thing to me.
Because people give Dylan, this is another thing that annoys me. People give Dylan way too much credit than he deserves.
I agree.
Because he truthfully trusts 3 traitors. Okay? He got Bob the drag queen, but he truthfully really just trusts 3 traitors.
Right.
Okay, these 3 walk him to the end and then take his money, and he's just gonna willingly go there with them. And that's my issue. Like, y'all are sitting there like, Dylan's playing such a great game. No, he's not.
I think they think that because of his articulation, how he's able, like what he's saying about oh, he's only been right about Bob so far, and he's in Boston Rob's pocket. But I think that people are just enjoying, similar to Pilot Pete, how he's playing the game. It's like he was nobody. We didn't know what to expect. I don't think anybody in these games are brilliant because they're guessing. They're just guessing. It's random guessing. So I just think people are enjoying how Dylan's playing. But those traitors should keep Dylan in their pocket. I agree, Tamika, because he trusts them. He just trusts the wrong people. I don't necessarily blame him, because how the hell is he supposed to know? For real.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Don't uphold yourself with this wonderful traitor catcher, and you're basically in the pocket of 3 traitors.
And you didn't even catch Bob, because if Rob didn't do that, you still wouldn't have got Bob. You really didn't catch anybody, because I mean, you knew it was Bob. Like, you have been saying it was Bob, but you weren't able to get the other people to vote for you. It was Rob that did that. So you still didn't catch anybody. And but I'm just saying, how is, like, if we're all in the game and y'all are my number ones, like y'all are number ones, I'm not going to go to Chantel and be like, I'm just gonna tell you, Tamika my number one, Janelle my number one, but they saying your name. How I'm supposed to protect my number ones, not snitch on them. I'm trying to convince.
Even if you think it's a traitorous move, like you're like, okay, this is a little sus. Well, I'm gonna hold it. Because why are we doing this? And then I would talk to you
with y'all. Even I'm telling you. I'm trying to talk them out of it. I'm trying to talk. They saying your name, but I'm trying to talk them out of it. But now I've told her that y'all are saying her name, so now I'm making heat for you. You supposed to be my number one, but I'm gonna make heat for you and make conflict for you. That don't make sense.
And what if your number one is right, even though we know she's a traitor? What if your number one is right? You just freaked over your number one because that person was actually the traitor.
Absolutely. She was the traitor. Absolutely.
Just ridiculousness. So yes. So they get convinced to murder Robin, which I think was very silly. The problem here is we have 2 survivors now in the turret. Danielle had to watch her number one go from the turret. It hurt her. It highly upset her. She is now overly emotional. And so she wants to try to trust Caroline to, like, see if she could cut Rob, because at this point she can't trust Rob, and I don't blame her. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, a series of events is going to take that out of also contention here. So we do see they let her be murdered. It was between her, Sam, and Gabby.
I was about to cry. I'm like, don't touch Gabby. I like that girl.
Yeah, but we were saying they should have gotten rid of Gabby last week because they needed to get rid of the Bambi.
I mean, I get that, but I'm just glad they didn't. I understand that reasoning. I thought that was a smarter move because they're clearly an alliance.
Right.
I knew that was way smarter for them to do. I'm just glad they didn't, because Gabby cracks me up.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Gabby talked about, I was there and I still don't know what's going on. I saw her video. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm watching the show with y'all. I don't know what's going on. And I was there and I'm still telling you, I don't know what's going on.
There's just something about her that makes me smile. So even though strategically, to me, there was way more reasons to kill somebody in an established alliance over who they chose to kill.
A 3-vote pack. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was still glad they did not, because I like Gabby.
Rob says that Sam is a wasted vote, and that Gabby, even though she's part of the Bambis, isn't a real threat. So he fights hard for Robin to get out of the castle, and Caroline isn't into the idea, but no one is listening to her. I doubt Danielle wanted to do Robin either, so I don't like. Again, they just allowed Rob to steamroll them into this murder.
There's 2 of them.
And there's 2 of them.
Yes, there's 2 of them. I'd be like, me and her don't agree, so we got to find somebody else. Bam, done.
Right. Danielle said she wanted to let him have his way, so she could take his. She wanted his guard to be let down, so she wanted him to just think that she was cool with him and she'll go with what he said. But so she had made up her mind to go with what he said. Carolyn didn't want to go with what he said, but she still didn't push back, like, or whatever. And I know Rob knew that Robin was on to him. That's why he was pushing for it.
That's why he was pushing hard, because of the drag queen, because she was close to him.
Yep.
So yeah, it ultimately we do get to breakfast the next day, and we do see Robin is murdered. Dolores is frankly very upset. I personally, I'm just like, at this point, this is not working. This is not working. Y'all need to get rid of Rob. And I do think that Danielle sees that she needs to get rid of Rob. She does see it. Unfortunately for her, they all start running around, and we see that Rob is talking to Caroline because Lord Mountbatten told him that Wes threw out his name.
I was cracking up. I was like, not them telling on Wes. Why? I don't know why he would do that.
Why would you do that? Ivar, why?
Anybody's a traitor. It's so stupid. Like, if this person said
you got one traitor, you've only got one.
I know, but I just don't understand. Like, he just went and did that. And Wes, do y'all think that Rob believed Wes when he went to go confront him about it? Do you think he believed Wes is saying?
No. But I thought the guy that snitched believed Wes. That's why I was shocked that he told. Because if you find merit in what he's saying and you're like, this could be something here, why would you go tell? Why would you?
Right.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked. I was like, not him telling on Wes. I was shocked that he told.
It's in fact, like, you take it to the round table. You don't just tell him and then leave it. You take it to the round table to confront him and to give him an out.
Right.
Didn't somebody bring it up at the round table though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then why did he tell him? Yeah. I'm gonna say he brought it up at the table. I don't know.
But he wouldn't say the name. But he would when he brought it to the round table, he didn't say Wes's name though, did he?
No, but he said it to him when they talked one-on-one.
Yeah. So that on him, but he should have sprung that on him at the round table.
He should have sprung it on him at the round table. So then we see him confront Wes, and Wes, I do think Wes did a pretty good job of being like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say that.
Like, not what I said. That's
not what I said. Yeah. What do we even? Why would I say that? I trust you. What are we doing here? Like, you and me? Together here? No, I don't know what.
I thought he played it off well too. Yeah. The three of them are interesting because Wes knows, but Wes is also treading on water. He's like, I don't want to get killed.
Yes.
He needs to plant those seeds with other people so they get killed over him. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he's starting to do it with Derek. I think he started doing it with Derek, which is smart. That's probably who he should have told in the first place. Like,
some random faithful.
No. That's the Jeremy thing, right? Like, that's what we said about Jeremy 2 episodes ago. Again, if you know that you think that somebody like a Danielle is a traitor,
right?
Hold it.
Hold it.
Hold it. Hold it. So I feel like Wes did a good job playing it off, but we do see Robin spiraling. He's like, no. Like, and he goes to Caroline and he's like, oh, have you heard anything? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going after you. We have to protect each other. And unfortunately for Caroline, Danielle sees this. Mm-hmm. And now it's starting Danielle's spiral because her thing was she was going to work with Caroline to get Rob out. And then seeing this, she's like, I can't trust them. They're both on Survivor. I cannot trust them. I need them both gone. I need a new traitor in the tournament with me, and I need them both gone. So first Carolyn got to go, and then Rob got to go.
Right.
And I'm going to say this. I don't fault her.
Me neither. I completely understand why she's suspicious. I would be
I
too.
get her
Three
logic.
survivors.
I
Like,
get her
no,
logic.
no, I'm not about that. But I don't think the plan of getting Carolyn out, how you know if you're going to get who you want, just to get, because I was like, I don't even think she needs to worry about. I think that Rob is on a time clock regardless.
Anyway, yeah.
She can subtly say things to people, or if people bring up suspicion to her, she'll be like, huh, I see where you're coming. Subtly, Danielle. I feel like if she does a little subtle work, she don't even gotta go for his neck like that.
All she got to do is take a little massage.
Get him out. Caroline will fall into place. Y'all been running over her this whole time, so why would you think now she's the threat?
Right. All you have to do is a little massage, a little pat. Really? Yeah. Derek, you heard? Oh my God. I think it's possible. Let me think about it. You might be right. But, you work on that, and I will vote where you need me to vote. It's you and me, guy. It's you and me.
Thank you.
You could even go to Rob and be like, Rob, just so you know, such and such is suspicious. She could even play it in a way to where she seemingly is still on Rob's side while she's massaging those other people. So 1000% understand her concern about the traitors that she's stuck with. I just don't think her path to success is getting rid of Caroline to get somebody new to get Rob. That part of it, I think, is
right after you just lost Bob.
Right. I don't think that's the way. And I also think that Carolyn is the type of personality that if Danielle put in a little bit of effort with her, she could really pull her in under her wing and be like, me and you. But at the same time, while I think that Danielle could do that, for whatever reason, she's not trusting Caroline. But also, I think Carolyn would be, I would be found out before Carolyn. So that's another problem.
Right. And I got that. I that's what I'm saying. I understood where she was. I just think it was one episode too early. Get out, Rob.
Right.
Get out, Rob.
Getting him out.
Yeah,
because
Rob.
even when you get Carolyn out
right now, you got to work. But Carolyn is a problem.
Yes.
Right this moment.
Yes.
Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. Get out, Rob.
Even if you get Carolyn out, and then it's still you and Rob, and you're trying to recruit, y'all are not going to agree on the same person to recruit. So what's that about? That's still.
Rachel agrees. Danielle definitely moved too fast in trying to get Carolyn out. Besides, I would rather have Caroline there than when it's time to recruit rather than Rob, because Danielle was easy to get her way with Caroline. I agree. Yes. Right now, this was, I think, Danielle's biggest mistake in the game. There are so many things that people are like, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
What about the mistake? What about
that challenge with the hell in the handbasket?
Oh, we haven't gone to, guys. We're gonna get to the challenge yet.
I know, but like I don't know. I think the challenge was.
What about the challenge? We didn't get there tonight.
Okay. Let's hurry up and get there. Okay.
So we are back in a chapel. They love a chapel challenge. Okay. And this one, we have each faithful has a framed picture. I think it was framed, or it was like in the little slots or whatever. And then there are urns. And in each urn is I forget what, a riddle, or there was a riddle and you had to answer it to get to the right urn. Yeah. If the answer was correct, the golden ash would appear, which adds money to the prize pot. If it was gray ash, they were eliminated. Then there were also 2 shields at play. Each round, the person could choose who would receive a shield and remove a player from the board, meeting the final round of the mission to get 2 shields to 2 players. Danielle absolutely did this incorrectly. The reason why she did this incorrectly, this was her second mistake. The reason why she did this incorrectly is not only did you sit there and make it seem like you were totally safe, but thirdly, you sat there and you did not actually put yourself as a traitor into the game properly, because hello, you need to make sure that the least amount of people have shields. Why is your ass not up on the frame? So, like, you're sitting there worried about Dolores. why is your ass not on the frame to make sure that there's one less person that you can murder?
Thank you.
I don't think any person's gonna be thinking about it the way she spoke about it. I'm gonna look like a faithful and save a house. I don't think nobody cares about that. Everybody's playing it for themselves, as they should.
Right. And like, of all the selfish, all the times to be the most selfish, Danielle.
Right. And if you're gonna put on your cape for somebody, if you're going to put on your cape for somebody, you would put on the cape for the people in your alliance that you're working with. You're not working with Dolores. You're not working with. She don't even appreciate it. She like, aren't you concerned about being?
Right. If you're gonna cry about it, Danielle, don't even do it.
She just saved you, honey. And then when she took Derek's picture down, I just went like, oh my God.
Thank you. Tom Sandoval against Tom Sandoval.
Against Tom Sandoval. You take Tom Sandoval down and put your picture up.
It was ridiculous. I was like, and then she tried to make it. It's like, oh, now I feel bad, so now I'm gonna put Derek. I'm
like, put it back, Miss T. Joy. I was just like, Danielle. I think, you know what, y'all? She's just thinking too hard.
Yeah. But this is what I will say. I will give her this. When they spoke to Robin said, no, the thing is, Danielle is playing so emotional that you think she's a faithful. Because she is spiraling so much. But she's spiraling because she's a traitor. And they're not seeing it. So some people are like, you know how in The Mole, when Joy was playing in The Mole? Yeah. And people kept saying, like, is she the mole? Or is she just playing this way to, like, throw us off? Because she really is trying to get to the end. And it really was the second one. It wasn't the first one, right? She wasn't the mole. But they couldn't tell. And that's how she got to the end. And the only reason she did not win is because she fucked up her own question answering. Otherwise, she would have gotten the win. Because nobody thought she wasn't the mole.
Right.
That's what Danielle's doing. And in some respects, it does work. But in other respects, you have to play that game absolutely near perfect. Mm-hmm. If you're going to play overly emotional, overly affected, you have to play it near perfect. The reason why someone like the Ciara one is because she played calm, cool, and didn't make waves. It's like, oh, y'all are voting for Boston Rob? Here, Boston Rob. Oh, you think that such and such got murdered because of I agree. I see what you're saying there. Right. I'm going to absolutely agree with you, and I'm not going to actually say anything different to make you think that I in any way have my own opinion. Hey, Mary. Mary's back. Mary says, my theory is that Danielle looks disheveled and is playing bad because she wants to lower her. Yes. In this game. But also in this game, I think that she's playing that way on purpose. You see her, she said she's using the hats. She's using these things to like throw her, because again, even, who was it? Was it, it was either Dorinda or Chanel, Ayan. One of them said, no, Danielle, she's playing like this grandma, like she's just like this older woman, and she like Chanel. Yeah. So like if you are not a game player, you are thinking she's just this regular older woman who is overly emotional. The Russian hat. That's what it's these things. The cloak what she's doing. Like I get it. I totally get it. This gameplay on this game was dumb and bad. Oh, not good. That's good. That's good.
I think she's just making the decisions that she feels are best for her. I don't think it has anything to do, like me personally, I don't think it has anything to do, like half these people have no idea of her, what she did on Big Brother. Most of them don't. Rob knows who she is. Carolyn, I don't even know if Carolyn knows who she is, but I doubt they watched Big Brother 3.
And Carolyn must not know who she is if she's going to float Britney's name to her. So no.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say know who she is, I think like, oh, she's from Big Brother, but doesn't know anything about like what is known about Danielle Reyes. I think she's just making the best decision she feels like she can make. She feels like Rob is dangerous and that she cannot trust Carolyn, so she needs somebody that she could rock with to get this mob boss out of the game. That's what she believes in her mind is best. I mean, I understand the thought process. I don't think it's best from the outside looking in, but I just think she's trying her best. Like, and people disagree that her choices are the best choices. She's doing the best she can. Now, she said online that she's going to explain more. I'm interested to hear. I cannot wait but I don't think there's anything she could say to go make me understand this game strategy.
She did share something earlier today. I just haven't gotten to look at it.
What'd you say, Tamika?
She did share something earlier today based on Robin and Nikki's video. I just haven't gotten to look at it. But yeah, so I mean, she has a thought process. It doesn't. Everybody's saying the same two things about her, right? So if they feel like she's a traitor, they're saying the same thing. Oh, I knew she could. Like she's overacting, right? If they had no clue she's a traitor, they're like, no, she's so sweet and she's just overly emotional. She's just trying to get through the game and figure it out. Those are the two. I'm not seeing any in between, right? We're not seeing any in between. Those are two things that are being. So she is playing a steady game. It's not like she's playing an erratic game, right? Where people just don't know what she's going to do next. She's playing a steady game. So I do think it's purposeful, right? Whether it's good or not depends on how far she gets.
Depends on how.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Dolores and Ciara get the shield, and I forget how much money they banked. It was, I don't know, the money at this point. I feel like every year the money is less and less worth because you don't know and it can't keep track, and it doesn't seem like it matters. And I think that's
like $8,000, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's because these people have their own money, and most of them, it doesn't matter. And that is why I keep saying I need a civilian season in the U.S. because this, like, I need the money to matter. I need the money to matter. Maybe we'd get a different gameplay if the money mattered more. So, but yes. So at this point, now realizing she screwed up royally screwed up. Danielle is like, oh crap, how do I get out of this? So she's in the car with a bunch of people, including people that, you know, she's supposed to be in with, and she decides she's just gonna out Caroline. She's gonna out Caroline right then and there because she feels like, well, I think they don't think I'm onto them, so it'll keep me safe tonight. So, and well, who do you think it is? Well, okay, I'm gonna say a name. But you think that they don't think that you're onto them, so why are you saying a name, Danielle? Why are we saying names? Why are we saying names?
Because she wants Carolyn out.
So she says Caroline's name, and I can't. I was just like, okay, this is probably Danielle's worst episode to me, and I love it.
But because I was like, in my group, I was like, y'all, it's just a game. Why are you so angry about? Like, I don't know why people get so like angry.
Physically upset. Yes, I am.
I'm like, yeah, this wasn't her best episode. Like, I'll say it like that. People are like, oh, like they're going crazy over. I'm like, y'all, just because you're good at one type of game doesn't mean you'll be good at every single one you go
exactly.
into. And I swear, this is a glorified guessing game. Like, I am not like when they do something crazy or wild, like I'm a lot less hard on them in this because people just have nothing to go off of. The Traitors are doing their best, the faithfuls are doing their best. But like, why y'all so mad about it? They are so mad she wants to get Carolyn out. Like they're livid. I don't know if it's because they like Carolyn or what, but they're mad. Like,
girl, and they're so mad. It's like I think people just be taking their daily frustrations out about life onto these reality shows because they just be getting too mad about
Right, like,
stuff
why are you
that's not
tagging?
that serious. It's just,
Yes, and they're like tagging them
and the
and stuff.
names they call people, I'm like, calm down.
Right, it's just a silly
These
game.
people are cool. You doing all these, and you do realize it was a game. It's over, and these people cool. You right?
Yeah,
When
everybody
you
seems
see them
cool
at
from
the
what I can
reunion,
tell.
everybody gonna be cool. While you don't call this woman everything but a child of God over there. Everybody else is cool.
Right.
Calm
I
down.
don't think Mary says I don't consider Danielle a villain, but maybe House of Villains would have been a better show for her. I don't agree.
No.
I don't agree.
To
No,
me,
this is
House
the
of
right
Villains
show
is the
for
bottom
her.
of the
This is the right
barrel.
show for her.
No. So yes. So at this point, I was just like, okay, Danielle, I don't know where we're going, but yeah. So I was like, well, hopefully, as a Caroline doesn't find out. I don't know where we're going, but we see that again, Boston Rob has decided that he is going to target Nikki for the round table
Gung ho on her either, but
because she knew he was a traitor.
Nikki?
Yeah.
And how did she know? She just was.
No, she didn't know he was a traitor.
I think they're going off of that. They're focusing on that. There had to be a traitor in one of the
In the 3-pack, yeah. No, he didn't say that because she actually said she didn't think he was a traitor at the round table after Ivar confronting him. But we do see that when Chrishell approaches Rob about Nikki being a traitor, he does feed into Chrishell and Gabby's because again, I mean, at this point, it's really just friends turning against friends in this episode, just full on turning because Chrishell is in the Bambies with Nikki and with Gabby, and they are full on just like, I think it's Nikki because I thought she was gonna go. Chrishell was talking, we saw with Andy Cohen, and she said that she suspected Danielle, and then the whole thing with the wine thing and all this stuff. So I thought when she was going to Boston Rob, she was going to tell him that she felt like Danielle was a traitor, right? But then she brings up Nikki's name. And I'm just like, oh,
she said she saw a shift in her, and I'm like, now I was watching that. I did not see any shift in that woman. I didn't understand that whole thing. I did not understand. But Gabby was still believing Nikki. She didn't believe that Nikki was a traitor. It was just Chrishell kind of, because Gabby was taken aback, like at the round table, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And Chrishell's so dramatic. I don't want to say. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I forgot. This is so hard. This is so hard. This is so hard. I'm like, child, everybody waiting on bated breath for 10 minutes for her to say who it is.
And I do, if I remember, Nikki had a conversation with Gabby, and it's like, I'm a faithful. Like, and she tried to convince her, but at this point, they have their suspicions have, it's like that disease. The suspicions have just come over him, and Chrishell basically throws Nikki under the bus, and then Boston Rob helps like run it over, and we see Gabby just falls to it too.
I liked her. I don't know what about her that I liked. I can't quite explain it, but
Nikki?
She was so calm, cool, and collected pretty much always. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of, you know how people look the same, happy as they look, mad as they look, whatever. She was very even for me. I would have a hard time reading her because she's so even, but I don't know what she did to get, especially for her people to all of a sudden turn on her like that. Who? Keep her. She ain't killing you. So if you think you're friends,
that's what I don't understand. I don't understand this cast. If you think the person closest to you is a traitor, keep her to the end because she's not going to kill
you. Exactly. And my whole thing also is, though, Nikki, I felt like Nikki should have showed a little bit of emotion because I think that's what did her in at the table, that people were like, your own friend, like the one of the closest people in here, is accusing you, and you not getting bent out of shape about it. You just like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you're doing. And people are like, wait a minute now. You're not gonna get upset. Like, so I think her just staying even hurt her a little. It hurt her.
Yeah, because I would find her hard to read. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm playing a game with Tamika and Tamika's like, Janelle, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would have, I don't know how I would be in a game like that, but in my mind, I'd be like, damn, Tamika, for real? Like, I feel like I would say something to indicate my shock at my friend coming from something, you know, but she's just very even.
Yeah. So I mean, I felt so bad for Nikki because she was heartbroken. You could tell.
Yeah.
She didn't think that they, like, both of them did it to her, not just one. Both of them did it to her. And she said, from this point on, don't judge people with who they are or how they are. Don't have high expectations on how you think they should play this game. The win for me is I get to go home to my son. The loss for you all is that I am unfaithful.
It was a good little line. I like
it.
It
Was a good little read. She read them. She read them for filth. And Nikki says, she says to the camera, she's like, just didn't think that's what would have happened with her lines, basically, right? And we do see Chrishell like, oh my God, I felt so bad because I can't imagine knowing that you're friends, because we were real friends in here.
Yes, Chrishell, you should let somebody else do it. Damn.
Yeah.
Even if you think it, let somebody else do it.
Let somebody else take care of it. So yeah, it was sad. It was sad all around. And another woman gone. We're just like throwing women out the door left and right. I don't care if you think that she's a traitor. Get rid of the man.
Exactly. They better get rid of some men next week.
Regardless. And what do you guys think of what Miss Mary just said? She said, who do we think Danielle wants to recruit? Derek or Britney?
I think Derek.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Because Britney is so under the radar.
Yeah.
That
Britney, she's never going to be able to get rid of.
Nobody would suspect her, and that's a whole other problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's Derek.
I think she can push back on Derek if she needs to cut him later. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But Britney, she wouldn't be able to do that.
I don't know what's the right choice for her. I think that a gamer would be smart because hopefully they would also be a big target like she is. But I'd be worried about Derek because he's cutthroat. Like, I don't know if I'd want him with me or if I'd want to kill him because I'd be afraid that he'd make moves against me.
Right.
True.
You know, I don't know. That's just.
I don't think Wes, because I think if Wes gets Boston robbed, everybody's gonna think that he's a faithful, right?
And Wes will definitely turn on her.
And Wes will definitely turn on her.
Britney
won't turn on her, but I could see people cutting her for Britney, and that's the problem. And I think she understands that.
Turn on Danielle, I do.
You think that after Reindeer Games that Britney would turn on Danielle?
Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but if she did it once, what's to stop her from doing it again?
Maybe fair.
She's trying to make up for it. I would think it would take a whole lot. She wanted the
money then. Now she don't want the money. You know.
True. I don't know. I don't. Because of the reasoning from last season. I don't know.
Hopefully we don't gotta find out, y'all.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to find out. But also that might be also a reason why she doesn't even want to put herself in that position because, again, that might end their friendship.
Right.
I thought it was already over. Then
they haven't talked.
Because they would be silly for them to both come in and like be going after. That's just silly. But I think Derek would be the more interesting choice as a traitor. But I would just be worried, like y'all. But like I want him on my side.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm also scared of you. Like that's how I would feel.
Recruiting Ciara might not be a bad idea. People think she's a traitor.
for dumb reasons, but yes, because she cussed too much.
But if it's a die or traitor, might be a good idea.
Yeah, because if you gotta feed them somebody at the last minute, you could be like, it was her. We were wrong about Nikki. It was really her.
That's what I
And you
think,
can
Mary,
feed it
too.
to him.
Yeah.
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 So Mary says it's curtain for Boston Rob next week, right? Everyone is coming for him. Sam, Ivar, Bob H, Wes, Derek, all of them are suspicious. I think, which is why I said I don't know why Danielle even did this Caroline thing.
Yeah.
But
'cause
they
I
could
really-
be setting us all the way up, and they can make it seem like everybody's coming for that man, and we get to watching that show, and we like, it's still taking a whole nother turn. Two whole different people.
Right, absolutely,
Right.
Miss T-Joy, and that's why I'm trying to like not read too much into the preview where we see Carolyn and Danielle at the we don't see what Danielle says, but I see Carolyn having a lot to say to Danielle, saying she's causing chaos. So I'm not sure if Carolyn's saying that because even more, I hope even more of what happened last week don't happen this week with Danielle, but I'm not sure why she's saying that yet. Is it because of what Dylan said, or does something go astray in this upcoming episode? I'm nervous, but I'm gonna believe that she ain't going nowhere because they ain't gonna show us if she's really gonna go out the door this week, right? That's how I'm feeling. So I'm hoping that I'm right.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Danielle or Carolyn.
I don't think so either.
You don't? Okay, good. Because I don't want it to
No,
be.
I think they're setting it up that either they're going to go off on each other,
and then rally back around,
and then like agree to work with each other, or at some point turn on each other and get Rob out. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you, but I'm thinking about, I 1000% agree with you. I'm just thinking about, I don't want her to do that because I want her to stay. And I'm worried that of what I've seen of the reaction of people to Carolyn being a traitor, it ain't going to work right now. That's what I feel. She has to wait some time. So I don't want her to keep pushing it and get her own self in hot water. That's what I'm fearful of because I don't want her to do that. I want her to drop it. And I want her to try to work with her and then get somebody else
to do it.
Trust. That's what I really, really want to happen. So I'm like crossing my fingers that's what
I want her to think about it, right? Wake up, think about it. Go to Carolyn and say, look, I told a few people that I thought you was a traitor. When we get in this round table, right? I mean, you can bring it up, right? And then we can fuss, and then me and you can go at it, and then we're gonna turn it all around on Rob.
That's what I thought too.
Well, Rob told me that you was saying my name. That's why I was saying your name.
That's what I was saying. Oh my God!
Rob said you was saying, and then they turn it on him, and then he goes out. That's what I would try to do to clean it up. That's what I would try to do to clean it up.
Okay. That would be amazing. I would love to see it happen, but I don't think that's gonna happen, y'all.
I know that, but that's exactly the way I would play it. I'd be like to her, I don't know what Dylan's talking about. I wasn't saying your name. I think I said Ciara, and then I would have a side conversation with her and be like, I think Rob is pitting us against each other. He has Dylan's ear. And let's use that at the round table.
Well, I hope she thinks of that because that's a great plan, but I'm so nervous. Right. I'm like, please let her think of something. One of these options, y'all. Please. That's all I want. Please think of that, Danielle. I just don't want her to continue on the same path as she did in episode 4. Please, I need her to figure out that it ain't.
We need to get it together, Danielle. We love you. We need you to get it together. That's all. Clean it up a little bit. Clean it up a little bit.
I think if she resolves it with Carolyn, she has some life. Like, resolve it with her. Rob is a sinking ship. And y'all.
Oh, Rob is such a sinking ship. None of them need to put any energy. I just let him. You want to murder somebody? Whatever. And give him somebody really easy that doesn't. That thinks possibly one of us is a traitor. Don't let him kill Ciara. You need her. I hate to say it, still Gabby would be on my radar if I was Danielle. But yeah, no.
I would too, because I would push the narrative that Chrishell, I would want the people thinking that Chrishell turned, got us to think it was Nikki, and then murdered her friend to make it seem like she the innocent one over here, but really maybe she the traitor.
Yep.
So
and
I
she
would play it like that. I would murder Gabby too. I would murder Gabby too.
Yeah. Mary saying Carolyn has zero social capital. Nobody's listening to her, which is why I said I still think, while yes, she might be the last traitor standing, I don't see how much skin she has in the game to get to the end. And right now, when you're a traitor, getting to the end of the game is the name of the game.
You need to have at least one or two diehard faithful.
Thank you. That is how.
Diehard faithful with them. That'll take you, and then when y'all get to the end, they swear that you with them, and then they don't turn on you, and they say money, and then boom, boom, boom. So
what you were, sorry,
huh?
I was gonna say to what Tamika was saying earlier, like Carolyn, yeah, she might not get murdered, but who's going to take her? I was like, yeah, I don't know. That's just thinking about it more. That's a really good point, because you got to kill you, even if. You got to knock out more faith. Nobody's going to march to the end with 20 faithfuls, right? They're going to knock each other out. They're going to know that other faithfuls aren't really traitors. And I agree that in that aspect, yes, they don't think, they're not suspecting Carolyn because they don't think she's capable, which is so stupid. But also, even though they are not suspecting her, who's about to ride with and for her? So I think eventually she might be in trouble because of that, because of a lack of an alliance.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're still
because it's think about last season. It's the Sheree effect, right? It's the MJ effect. When they got to the end, oh God, what's her name? Chrishell and CT cut them both and kept each other because they trusted each other. So even if they were traitors, it wouldn't have mattered because, listen, I trusted you. I trust you. You're my friend outside this game. We are. If you screw me over, you screwed me over. But ultimately, they both were faithful, so they won the money together. But they didn't trust MJ. They didn't trust Sheree, and they knew that they were.
And they knew Sonya could.
And I would have killed him too, because I don't want to split it 4 ways. I want
Thank you. I'm only trying to split it 2 ways at the moment.
And that's what I'm saying. If you come down to the end and you're with a Carolyn, but you know it's like Dylan and Tom. Let's say Tom, and you guys, you know that you are both faithful. You've agreed to this alliance, the Rose Alliance. You're getting down to the end. And you're with a Carolyn, you cut Carolyn.
Whether she's a faithful or not, because you know they said this year he's not going to tell you, the people when they get closer down to the last 4 or whatever, they're not going to tell you whether they're faithful.
You take who you trust optimally.
Period. Right.
Well, I'm interested to see how it turns out because I can't wait. We're gonna have to revisit these theories we talked about in episode 5.
Yeah, to see if it lands out. Because what Mary is saying is what I've been saying. Danielle has been smart for keeping and fighting for her pieces, which is Britney and Derek. And while we know she really shouldn't trust either one, I mean, ultimately, just like they shouldn't trust her, you keep those pieces because you need those pieces towards the end.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I'll worry about the end later, but I need to be people that I can somewhat work with. Yeah. Right.
You keep a Dylan who supposedly is your faithful in the game, right? Mm-hmm. That might ride with you to the end. We've been in this since the beginning. It's been you and me. We've been catching traitors here and there.
Do you think he's suspicious of her though?
No, I don't think he's suspicious of her. I think he's worried that she's going to go to Carolyn.
Yeah, he just thinks she has a bad read on Carolyn. He does,
and that she's gonna waste a banishment on Carolyn when somebody
is worried about her. But but I thought he said something along the lines of she's playing terrible right now. Did he say that?
No,
he said she has a terrible read. He said she basically she has a terrible read. Like
that she's overly emotional. That's what I was saying to you. That the way that from when they're showing the exits, we're getting two sets of verbiage. One, people who suspected that she's a traitor because she's playing in their the way they're saying it is she's overplaying, right? Then yes. And then the other set of people who sees her just overly emotional, not overplaying, overly emotional. She's an older woman. She's just trying to, like, trying to figure her way through the game. I think Dylan is the second. I think Dylan does think that she is trying to catch traitors and that she is, this older woman that in this Aquarius just like him, and she understands what's at stake. She just doesn't know which way to turn. But that's why we have Boston Rob. He really understands, and he's leading us to this fight. And wait, no, you can't go after Carolyn. She's a faithful. I know she is. We're gonna waste a banishment when we should be putting it on a traitor. That's his thought process.
That's what he thinks, because he thinks that since Bob the drag queen is gone, he has Danielle under his thumb. Like he's taking her, and now he has to guide her because she was believing Bob.
Right.
Bob. She didn't even know Bob was a traitor. She was wrong about it, and he was trying to tell her. But she's terrible at this. She not catching on, and
which is why he's the perfect person for her to take to the end.
Yeah, I agree. And with Dylan, I would just want him to continue to think I don't know what I'm doing.
That's what I'm saying. She's not going to say anything. Like if I was her and Carolyn said, Dylan told me that you because we know she's probably going to say it like that. Dylan told me that you said my name, and I would never even bring it up to him.
Right.
I would never even bring it up to him. I'd be like, I think it's Carolyn. What do you think? And let him convince me and talk me out of it.
Yeah.
But that's where Danielle needs to clean up her game. Yeah. If she does those things that we're saying, I'm with her. I'm still with her for the ride either way. I'm watching and enjoying myself.
How great! I'm just watching and enjoying having her.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Masterful, or she's on there talking about it's messy. It still gives us something to talk about, gives us something to discuss. What should she do? What shouldn't she do? How should she navigate this situation that she's in? So she's giving.
Right.
Yes. I'm enjoying it. That's why I said I'm enjoying this season, because I think at this point in the season, I'm just like, this is so boring. Like, what are we doing here? Like, can we not and say we did? And then we got to the end, and it was the Kate and the Phaedra and just shoot me at that point. So until we do see Carolyn is upset because Danielle is not targeting her. She thinks she's playing messy, which she is. And so we see that they're headed to the turret, and that a confrontation is going to, it feels like, happen. But we don't know.
Did you see what you said in the preview, Carolyn?
I don't remember.
She was like, the only people I want to murder is you and you.
I did see that.
I thought we were going to see it this episode, but I guess we're going to see it next episode.
Yeah.
So Carolyn is rightfully upset because her two traitors are turning on her. But then again, it's so bad because she has no skin in the traitors game. She has no skin in the faithful game. I don't know what she's going to do.
Right.
That's where Carolyn's issue is, and I said it last week. Carolyn's issue right now is she has no skin in this game. Either way,
she needs an alliance. She needs
an alliance, and she had it.
She was trying to hint to Dylan. She was like, I need people to work with. She was trying to tell him that. So we'll see.
She had Jeremy and she had Tony, but she let Rob kill him. So and Bob, and I don't know what to tell her. All right, folks. So listen, I don't know if we were at all talking here, but we went through theories, we went through gameplay, we went through what we think should happen. Let us see on this ride what happens next week. I'm excited to find out. So again, we left on the cliffhanger. We will see next week what happens in the turret. We will see who it does the faithfuls smartly go after Boston Rob. Again, what did we say at the beginning of the show? I don't care if you don't think he's an actual traitor. Go after Boston Rob regardless.
Listen, if I was in that game, Rob, Derek, West.
West.
I don't care
Had
what
to
order
go.
you're in.
They have to go.
You're going.
Going.
Faithful traitor, I don't
Period.
care.
Period.
That should be the mind process of the entire house.
Thank you. Period. But that just shows you how good they are,
And
and
you know
how
what the problem
weak
is,
some of
though?
these other people are.
I feel that way because I know who each of them are.
Right.
True.
Those housewives is like that. West came in. He's like, those housewives don't. They don't know.
They don't know.
Right. But if I was there, y'all got to go.
Yeah. And the thing is, Danielle knows, but she doesn't have a. She had Bob,
Right.
and Rob cut him off at the knees. So what are you gonna do? All right, folks, thank you for joining us on this recap. We will see you sometime in the next week to discuss episode 6. I can't wait to find out what happens with these 3 traitors. So guys, let us tell people where they can find you, Danielle.
I'm Janelle Michaud on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram. Sometimes I'm tweeting about the shows or putting funny things on my story. So come follow me.
Yes. And Miss T Joy.
Miss T Joy on all social media platforms, except for Twitter. I'm not on there anymore, but on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, YouTube, all of that good stuff. It's Miss T Joy. And y'all make sure in the comments you tell us who you think is going to get banished and who is going to get murdered.
Yes. I have no idea who they're about to murder. We floated a name, but I have no clue if that's going to actually be the name.
Right.
And for me, you can follow me everywhere on Entertainment in Color and on Twitter, Entertainment in Color Media. Guys, we are covering The Bachelor. We just did a cast assessment. Miss T Joy and Chantel and I on this channel. So if you're watching us right now, so that means that you're missing The Bachelor. So after this, go watch our cast assessment, then go watch The Bachelor.
Yeah.
It is Grant Ellis's season, our second Buck Bachelor. So we're excited to watch this season and hope that he actually proposes, because right now that's the line. And so we are also covering Love Island. Yes, we will be back with Love Island All Stars. I know somebody just messaged me and asked me today, have we given up? We have not given up. Unfortunately, the show comes up every day, and trying to catch up on the show is a little difficult. But we will catch up, and we will be back here to recap.
So embarrassing.
We will be back to recap the episodes of Love Island All Stars. If you are in the US, you can watch it on Peacock. If you are in the UK, you can watch it on ITV. Unfortunately, they stopped giving me PR, so I don't have any tea for you guys. Pray that they decide they want to give me back my PR. But we'll see. So Love Island All Stars, I believe, ends February 19th. Or 16th in the US, so we will definitely catch up way before that. And then if you follow me and subscribe on my Patreon, I am going to I'm going to react and review Love is Blind US season 8. I'm not going to recap it on this channel. Trying to recap Netflix shows, it's terrible. They drop them in a 6-pack and a 3-pack and a 2-pack. Like, it's just hard. But I do sit there and just watch the shows and scream at people. So you can watch me do that on Patreon. And then I'll give you my thoughts on what I think about the show. So make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. I have 2 tiers. One's $5, one's $8. And I'm excited to actually do that. That starts Valentine's Day. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Rachel, for joining us. Thank you, Mary, for joining us. And we will see you guys next time.